Well, hello, everybody, and welcome to our client community call. This call we created just for you, our clients and friends in Eat, Live, and Be Healthy. We know that breakthrough happens in community. So we are going to start this call. It's going to be once a month on the first Thursday of the month at 8 o'clock Eastern, 7 Central. And we really want it to be a time where you can be encouraged, where you can get to know other clients, other coaches, where we can celebrate your success and also give you a few tips to just keep you moving forward. But we want this call to be all about you and to serve you. So we would love to ask you if you wouldn't mind sharing throughout this call. So we're going to ask a couple of questions and hopefully you will show up with your questions or your experiences because we want this to be as interactive as possible. If it's possible for you to put on your video, we would love to see your face. And please know that you get to come as you are with this community. You don't have to have your makeup on. You don't have to be all dolled up. You just get to be you. And who that is just enough. So what we want to know is what are you excited about as it relates to your health now that we're heading into the summer months? So if you would put that in the chat, we would love to know, what are you excited about as you are headed into the summer? Oh, some people are excited about having more energy, which is awesome. It's telling me you're in fat burn if you've got more energy, which is always a good thing. And one of the things we want to do on this call is talk about something good. So we want to hear some of your success and your victories. So if you've been a client on plan, whether it's 8 hours or 8 months or even 8 years, we would love to hear from you. Would you come off of mute or raise your electronic hand and tell us something good that's been going on in your health journey recently? Can you imagine if anybody's just now joining us and they're wondering why we're all in a standstill? So we want to know what has been going good. Maybe it's the way that you feel, or maybe it's you went to eat and you ate out and you stayed on track, or maybe it's you just went shopping and you found some new summer outfits. We'd love to know what is going well in your health journey right now. Who wants to get us started? We have time for 1 or 2 people to share.
I'll go, Meg.
Awesome.
Hey, everybody. So I have had a hard time with controlling my condiments. And I found that a lot of those little taste and flavors were really piling up and they were sabotaging my fat burn. And I shared with my coach, I was really, really frustrated because I didn't feel like I was doing anything bad, that I wasn't eating unhealthy things, but the scale just wasn't moving. And so I really stuck with it for 2 days. And had my husband help keep me accountable. And today the scale started to move again. So
Yes, that is awesome. Thanks for sharing that, Elizabeth. Those condiments, they make a difference. So they can sneak in there. Thank you for sharing that with us. Who's next? Anybody want to share with us what is going well right now?
I mean, I can share.
Awesome.
I've really started to commit to the movement part, the movement piece. I'm to a place where I really need to actually incorporate movement because most of my weight is off now for me, and so I'm having to kind of kick it up a notch. And I've found that that has really made a big difference in the scale for me, and just my overall energy as well.
That is awesome. It's crazy how our energy can be changed so quickly, right? Man, that's cool. Thank you so much for sharing. Now, does anybody else have something? Odette, do you have something to share? You look like you have that big old smile on your face.
Oh, you're so funny, May. Actually, I'm at my goal weight and I'm starting to transition. And I'm very excited because I haven't gained anything over the last few days. Lucy and Laura have been really awesome in supporting me. And actually, this morning when I got on the scale, I was a few ounces less than I was when I started out. So I'm grateful. I am trying to incorporate a little bit more exercise. I got a bike. I'm starting to ride it, a stationary bike. And I've been challenged to go swimming at least once a week. So I've got until Saturday to make it happen.
That is awesome, Odette. So I love that you're starting to incorporate motion. I love that you hit your goal and then you did the second phase of the program, which is transition, which a lot of clients just get so excited about hitting their goal. They kind of slide past that, and you didn't, which is going to really show in your results here in a couple of weeks and months. So that is awesome. Did you have any challenges throughout your journey?
Oh yeah, for sure. I'm one of those guys that likes to pick on cashews. And so when you were talking a few minutes ago about condiments, I was just thinking about some of the things that I've had to sort of really watch very carefully. I live in a house of men, and so they like snacks. There's a whole snack corner in my kitchen, and so I really try to avoid that like the plague. But the biggest thing was wanting to pick a handful of cashew nuts when I felt like I needed something to nibble on, and so had to really try to think of other ways to sort of satisfy, when I felt like I wanted to eat something. So celery sticks is one, and I actually had some. Well, I shouldn't say this anyway, but I did on occasion eat little pieces of cheese because I wanted to factor that into my diet. So I would do that on occasion, but not a light cheese or a light mozzarella bite or something like that. That sort of helped as well. So
that is awesome, Odette. And you can share anything with us on this in this group. This is a safe space. And cheese is one of those things most people don't realize it's on plan. It feels like it shouldn't be because it's a little decadent, right? But it counts as a part of your lean. So yeah. You did great. Also could count as a part of your snack. Lucy, were you going to share something?
No.
No? Okay. You popped off mute, so I thought you might.
No, I've been off mute for a minute.
Okay. Well, tonight we planned an incredible call for you. We are excited to share with you how to stay the course over the summer. And we want to make sure it is applicable to what is going on in your world. So if you have things that you would like to know, or maybe you've got some challenges coming up you want to talk through, put them in the chat. We would love to help you walk through them. But as we're getting started here, we have a couple of strategies we wanted to pass your way. And Lucy, I would love if you would get us started with tip number one.
Tip number one is staying connected. So one of the things in the summer, we're focusing on our vacations. The kids are out of school. Well, my kids are adults, but a lot of us have kids or grandchildren, and it's a short window of time, and you want to squeeze everything into the summer so that you can enjoy it as much as possible. And I can't tell you that I shouldn't say a lot, but there's several people that'll say, I'm going to put program on hold for the summer. I want to focus on family and just have a good time. Well, that's probably one of the most important times to really still stay connected. And there's so many ways that we can do that. And we have your coach. I still connect with my coach. I have a business coach and I have a health coach, and I connect with both of them weekly. And I think one of the beautiful things about that is it actually helps when we are out and about in the summer or taking vacation times and things are a little bit more relaxed. It really helps us to still kind of stay tied in. But your coach is not your only lifeline. And I think sometimes we can take that for granted because We focus so much just on the nutritional portion, and we say, okay, I'm gonna take a break from that. But there are 3 other components that are really important, and it's important to still stay, keep all of those components connected, or I should say, stay. You guys know what I'm trying to say. My words are not coming to me tonight. But not only just the coach. You know, we have the Eat, Live, and Be Healthy Facebook group. You know, how many times, put a 1 in the chat if you've gone to that group just for inspiration or just to ask a question. Yeah, I'm seeing the ones come in, and it's important to know that that is a safe space. And there may be times that you may not be able to reach your coach because summers is here and we're going on vacations and things of that nature as well, or we may just be tied up. So that is a great resource for you, as well as our Monday night webinars. And now that we're back to having this call on the first Thursday of every month, this is all a part of staying connected. You know, I think honestly, for myself, when I was on my journey, as long as I was staying connected, sometimes if I was having a bad day, I would just scroll through the Facebook group and read other people's stories, read their challenges, read their victories. And that will give me just enough inspiration to make it one more day or make it to that next fueling or whatever I was, it was that I was struggling with. So I want you to not take a vacation from being connected, because again, it's going to really aid and support you, because you really don't want to, and we'll talk about this later, you really don't want to take a break from your health just simply because it's the summer. So those are some tips that I have. And another good thing is I've met so many people through our Facebook group that I've never even laid eyes on, but I've built connections with them. And that's one of the beautiful things too, is you build relationships with people. Yes, it's virtual, it's not face-to-face, but you find someone that's a kindred spirit to you. And that many times help you as a partner as you're going through your journey. And so again, stay connected. Just because it's the summer, it doesn't mean, okay, I'm disappearing for a couple months. Stay connected. It is one of your lifelines. Back to you, Meg.
Yes, that is awesome, Lucy. I love that reminder that this is a safe place and staying connected makes such a difference. I have gone to the page several times when I've needed some support and encouragement. I think one of the big tips that we think of on how to stay the course over the summer is to remember your why. Remember why you began in the first place. Remember what you're going after, because you made a decision. You made a decision. For me, it was to lose 44 pounds and to stop being the parent that's parenting from the couch and to get my little booty up, or it was actually a big old booty, still is sometimes, but to go and chase my kids on the playground. Y'all, that was my why. That was what I was, that was my driving force. So we all have a driving force. So figuring out what is your why. And remember that. You might want to put it on the refrigerator, or, a lot of us are spending a lot more time at home because it's the summer and our kids are home. So you might need reminders in different places over the summer. The other tip that we're going to give you is to stick to the plan. I have been coaching for 6 years, and I have never seen our program not work. Not one time. The program works. And I think sometimes we can forget how incredible the science is. And I get to be a little bit of a nerd when I start to talk about the science of the program, but that's because I love it. So it's really, really important. We talk about things like watching how many nuts we have and weighing and measuring our lean and green, because those things make a massive difference in your results. And so if you haven't been weighing and measuring your lean and green, right now, I'm going to double dog dare you to make that shift this week and see what happens. Because if you're not doing it, that is the number one thing that can drastically change your results. And it only takes about 30 seconds. It does not take very much time to make a massive difference in your results when you weigh and measure the lean and green. Everything works together. A lot of times we hear the word macros in the wellness community, right? And the beautiful thing about Optavia is our nutritionists have done all the macronutrient research for us. So all we got to do is have our 5 fuelings and our 1 lean and green and our 1 optional snack if we need it. And we're getting all of the macros that we need. Now, if we don't get a fueling, if we skip a fueling or skip some of the lean and green, you would think the old us, right, thinks, okay, if I don't eat as much, I'm going to lose more weight. And that is not the case. With our program, it is really important that we eat all 5 fuelings and that full lean and green. If you don't, your body goes into what we call starvation mode. And it has that physiological stress where you're actually not going to lose weight. And it's not because you ate too much, it's because you didn't eat enough. So just wanted to give you that reminder to stick to the plan. It works if you work it, right? And then we have 3 stops, 3 things we want to just ask you to consider stop doing. And if any of these ring true for you, put it in the chat. We would love to know what you are going to choose to stop doing. But the first stop, and I hope we can still be friends, but it's to stop saying that you're mostly on plan. I know. But when we're mostly on plan, we're also just not on plan, right? There is not a mostly. And sometimes when that, we know words matter, the things we're saying to ourselves matter. So, if sometimes we say, well, I'm mostly on plan, I mostly did the 5 and 1, you expect to get the 5 and 1 results. But if you are not on 5 and 1, if you are not on plan, we're off plan. So owning where you are. So we want to encourage you to stop saying that you're mostly on plan. So also, I got to borrow this one from my friend Lucy. She's a little tougher than I am. So I'm going to channel my inner Lucy and tell you, some of us need to stop lying to ourselves. And that one kind of, it hits us in the gut. But maybe it's that we're not weighing and measuring our lean and green, or maybe we're not watching how much water we're getting, and we're kind of lying to ourselves because we're thinking we're getting water. We're having 100 calories of something, but it's not a fueling, but we're saying we're on plan, right? So what is it that you need to stop lying to yourself about? And maybe that's what's keeping you from the results that you deserve. And then my third stop is to stop saying that you're stuck. The more we say things, the more it gives our brain permission to do those things, right? So if you say, I'm stuck, you're going to be stuck, right? So instead, I like the word sticky. I'm feeling a little sticky. Another stop would be stop saying you're an emotional eater. Because if you say you're an emotional eater and you've got emotions, which you're human, that's going to happen, your body is going to want to eat emotionally. So as a recovered emotional eater, I'll say things like, in the past, I ate emotionally, but I am learning new tools through the Habits of Health to make a better choice. So those are some stops we want to encourage you to do this summer. So stop saying you're mostly on plan, stop lying to yourself, stop saying you're stuck. And the last one of stop, I lost it. I'm trying to think of what it was. Running?
No, stop saying you're stuck.
Oh, stop saying you're stuck. And now, Lucy, you've got somebody you want to introduce that also has some more tips for us.
Yes. Just because it's summer, and I one of the big thing I just want everybody to just remember is that our program, and we've said this, but we need to always say it, and as a reminder, is that our program is not a diet. It truly is a lifestyle. So that means that it's something that you're going to always be conscious of and do, is improve your lifestyle. And one of the biggest ways to do that is to work on your mindset. And that's something, again, that you don't want to take a break from over the summer. And I want to introduce you to Rebecca Gibson. Of those of you who don't know her, she's been a client of mine since November, and I'll let her share her story. But this is an area where she has really excelled at and has run with it, and now leading her own clients who are also embracing changing their mindset. So Rebecca, go ahead.
Thank you, Lucy. I appreciate that introduction. So I'm going to try this out for the first time. I'm going to ask you guys to put a 2 in the chat if you're struggling with keeping up with your reading or even starting your reading. Throw a 2 in the chat. Okay. All right. So full transparency, I wanted a coach when I started Plan. But I didn't really stop to consider if I was coachable. When I started the program, I was in a full-on diet mindset. I was a black and white thinker. I was either on a diet or off a diet, and I was really desperate to be on a diet that worked in my mind. So I didn't even start my reading for quite a while. And what I'm going to tell you is that part of what makes this program so successful for some of my clients and a teensy bit challenging for some of the other clients is the mindset work. And I'm going to promise you, your brain is going to get completely in your way if you don't work on your mindset. And how we work on our mindset is by using the Habits of Health system. And it's why it's so important, because you're going to start learning once you get the weight to start to come off, you're going to start really having some brain power to learn. And so if you're in the Habits of Health system, you're going to start first and foremost doing that thing that Meg talked about, developing your why, because you will need to then move on to learn about Stop, Challenge, Choose. And if you haven't developed your vision of what you're going to want to be in a couple of months or a couple of years or a couple of days, or what for in the future, what you want to get from this program. If you haven't developed your why, when you stop, challenge, or choose, or you don't learn to stop, challenge, or choose, you're going to run into times when you are going to fall into mindsets that bring you to poor choices that are not going to get you your result. So in the Habits of Health system, you're also going to learn about habit loops. Habit loops are a cue, an action, a reward. When you learn how to incorporate this into your life, you're going to be able to do things really unconsciously and even easily on days that are stressful. I think even more importantly for me, when it came to the mindset thing, is that I didn't realize how much of my life was deeply embedded in something that Dr. A talks about as the drama triangle. And the drama is going to get you the emotion. So you got drama, you got emotion, you have reaction, and then you have action. And what was happening to me most of the time is that I was deeply embedded in a drama triangle. And because of the things I was experiencing, I would make choices based on emotion instead of rational thinking. And so that's part of the Habits of Health system, is learning how to identify when you're in that space of irrational versus rational thinking. And we have like hundreds and thousands of choices a day, I guess. But more importantly, I've learned we have that many thoughts. And a lot of my thoughts in the past were based in not so much in reality. I didn't know that, but they were coming to me because my brain tries to keep me safe, and your brain tries to keep you safe. So it scans pretty much constantly for clues that maybe you might not be safe, or that something might be scary, or what for. And so those things those thoughts create stress for you, and stress creates the hormones that keep us from really losing weight. So I initially decided I wasn't going to read, but then once I started reading, I had a mindset shift, and this stopped becoming constantly about food. That was really big for me, is that, lifestyle change leads to weight management, and weight is only ever always going to be manageable. And so your brain is the thing that doesn't change about you. It's going to be there. And if you can get yourself to understand thoughts that are self-sabotaging and learn to restructure that and have mind shift, then you're going to have so much more success. You're not going to look at summer and go, woohoo, this is my time to go off program, or kind of do program, or stay in the lie that I'm stuck, because you're not stuck. We have all the things that you need. And if you can just create that habit loop, I'm up, it's time to read 3 pages, 5 pages. The cue is I'm up, the behavior is reading, the reward is going to be that you will learn how to change your mindset, and it will carry you through this for the rest of your life. So that's how I feel about it, 100%. And so I'm hoping that everyone else can get into those books and find the same truth that I found in them.
Thank you, Rebecca. Thank you. And then finally, there's just one little thing briefly before we open it up for questions, and is one of the biggest things about the summer is we get to enjoy things more. So one of the things that I want to say, because I want to make sure, is don't take a vacation from your health. When you're going on vacation, don't take a vacation from your health, because your health is part of it's you, it's part of who you are, or at least it should be. So, and again, like, you know, Rebecca is saying, changing and having a mindset shift that you're not thinking, okay, I'm going on vacation, I'm gonna take a break. You're gonna take a break from life? No. So what can you do to still put vacation at the forefront, and still be there, be more active, you know, do something different. In the summer, going for walks with your kids. If anybody follows me on Facebook, they know that I'm training for a triathlon. I can swim, but I'm definitely afraid of deep water. But I'm doing a triathlon, so I'm pushing myself to swim more. So there's a number of things. Go on bike rides. You know, just I walk the neighborhood, and I see moms now that their kids are out of school. They're going on walks with their kids. One couple, they run with they have two little boys, and they are runners, and their boys run as well. So, you know, but also think about, how did you feel before your health improved? Do you want to go back to that? You want to have more energy. You don't want to go back to feeling sluggish and tired, you know, all the time. And you don't want to feel bloated, you know, by going back and just kind of overindulging in things that you know is not going to serve you well in your health. So again, don't take a break from your health just because you're on vacation. You are this, just because you're on vacation, you're still living life, and you want to live life to the full, and you want to be present, and you want to have the energy to do all the things that you want to do on vacation. So that was our last point. And I know we've got a couple minutes that we can open it up. And a question that I would like to ask or put out there is, what are you all going to do over the summer? One thing that you want to incorporate over the summer to still stay focused on your health. You can come off mute or raise your hand.
Hey, Lucy.
Yes, Shelley.
I just want to say I leave tomorrow I'll be gone 22 days. It's a kind of an active cross-country trip. And the very first thing I packed was 5 fuelings a day for 22 days. And I said to my girlfriend who I'm doing the trip with, I said, I will know I've succeeded if all of these are gone by the end of this trip. And she's real committed too. But it's, you know, if you plan, you can succeed on vacation. And, you know, I could easily say I'm going to take 4 and then do 2 lean and greens. But I said to her, we're going to do 5. And I even ordered some of the lean and green meals because we're camping. We are camping, y'all. And so I wanted to make sure I had lots of options. And by planning ahead for the next 22 days, I know I'm going to come back feeling energized. So it's doable, very doable.
It is doable. Who else would like to share?
I'll share. I'm actually going to be traveling to Jamaica in a week.
Mm-hmm.
A week. And I've already planned to take my shakes, my bars, and my oatmeal for sure, as my fuelings. And obviously I'll be drinking lots of water. I will not be drinking alcohol. I've made a decision that I won't do that. And then of course, outside of that, for the rest of the summer, my goal is to spend more time walking walking, reading, because I hear what Rebecca said. I think that makes a huge difference. And even going back to the book recently, you know, it's kind of like almost a rude awakening. I'm seeing things differently now that I'm where I am. And so realize that I need to take a little bit more time to focus on that. So over the summer, it'll be more outdoor stuff and more reading for me.
Awesome. Awesome. And people who are going to the beach can take your books and lay out on the beach and
There you go.
read a couple pages while you're out there, you know. So I know we're coming to the end. Let me read. Barb just put stay connected and remember your why, and the stops that Meg mentioned. Yes, all of that. So Meg, did you want to say anything further as we're closing up?
No, I would just like to encourage everybody. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for saying yes to showing up for you tonight and showing up for community. You know, I decided to lose the 44 pounds in the summer. That's when I got healthy, was during the summer. And I found it to be a great time to get healthy because people were grilling a lot. And I was talking to a client that just got started this week, and she was telling me, on Sunday, she was like, "Oh, nothing works for me." Don't you know she's already down 4 pounds and feeling fantastic on her journey. And she has broken all the myths she thought before she started. But one of the things she was afraid of at the very beginning was she was like, well, it's hard to lose weight in the summer, right? Isn't it summer a hard time to lose weight? And I think it's all a mindset. It kind of goes back to what Rebecca was talking about. So, you know, if you're not getting healthy in the summer, it's going to be what, the holidays or Valentine's Day or your birthday, or, you know, there's always something going on. So there's always a reason to show up for you. And so look for the reason, look for your why, and keep saying the things that you want to be true and really guarding your thoughts in your mind. And stay connected to your coach, like Lucy reminded you, because we want to encourage you. We want to help you on your journey. And yeah, so just glad we spent time together and glad you showed up here. And we will see you here next month for our next client community call.
Yeah. Awesome. Have a great night, everybody.
Bye, y'all.